distinguished panelists, colleagues, and our dynamic youth leaders from ASEAN, India, and Timor-Leste. Good afternoon, namaskar, and sawadee krap. It is an honor to join you today for these important discussions on how ASEAN and India can strengthen cooperations in the area of creative economies, cultural, sport, and tourism, especially in a world that is increasingly fragmented by geopolitical and geoeconomic conflicts. Okay, yes, good. While we see global tension rising, yeah, good, okay. While we see the global tension rising, we must remember that the strongest bridges are often built not by weapons or tariff, but by peoples-to-peoples connections through shared creativities, cultural heritage, sporting spirits, and of course, the beauties of travel. Today, we will reflect on how these sectors can become engines for peace, prosperity, and resilience in our regions across the Bay of Bengal. Of course, right now, we are living in the volatile times. The global order is shifting, protectionism is rising, and supply chains are becoming politicized. But for ASEAN and India, this is also the moment of opportunities. Together, we represent nearly 2 billion populations, rich cultural traditions, and vibrant young populations. Our partnership must go beyond geopolitics. It must become a platform to co-creations and, of course, create mutual growth. This requires us to move beyond our ties as Indian heritage in Southeast Asia or ASEAN markets for India. Instead, we must embrace equal partnership where both sides learn, innovate, and build together. So for this very important 4 areas of cooperations, creative economies, cultural, sports, and tourism, let's do the Socratic questioning. For those who are not familiar with this method, Socratic questioning is an educational method named after Socrates, a Greek philosopher that focused on discovering answer by asking questions, of course, to the students. So my presentation today will end with a lot of questions you need to keep thinking, either with yourself or with your friends from 12 countries. So let's start this dive to the issues of creative economies. The creative economy is one of the fastest growing sectors in both ASEAN countries and India, powered by innovations, talents, and intellectual properties. For our youth, it is also a major source of employment and empowerment. Imagine India filmmaker, Bollywood, collaborating with Malaysian animators, or Vietnamese e-sport team working with India gaming studios, and together marketing their creations globally through Singaporean e-platforms. So I would like to invite all of you ASEAN-India Youth Fellows to reflect on these very important questions. How can we create joint ASEAN-India digital platform to showcase our cultural products, whether film, music, games, or design? Could we establish an ASEAN-India digital heritage initiatives to digitalize and share manuscripts, artifacts, and cultural treasures preserved across our regions? And as you can see, because our abbreviations, ASEAN India Youth Summit, so it's AI, right? That's why at the end of each box, I got the AIYS prompt. And think about yourself as the generative AI with the name AIYS. This is the prompt that you have to rethink about it later. So let's go deep dive into the issues of cultures. Our culture links run deep through shared traditions, religions, and arts form. For example, the Archaeological Survey of India has supported the restorations of Wat Phu in Laos, the UNESCO heritage site. These efforts remind us that culture is not about the past, but also about building trust for the futures. So I would like to propose the questions to our AI, which stand for ASEAN-India Youth Summit. How can India and ASEAN collaborate to both preserve our shared heritage and also promote it in a way that inspires future generations? Can we think of regional cultures festival or digital platform where ASEAN and Indian artists co-create rather than just exchange performances, right? Don't let them just say hello and goodbye, but how can we develop this kind of cultural performance together? That's the bigger questions. Then for sports, sports are another powerful tools for diplomacy and of course youth empowerment. Beyond big tournaments, grassroots sports exchange can build friendship that lasts a lifetime. Imagine an Indian ASEAN youth sport exchange where young athletes train together in football, soccer, or badminton, or Indian sports scientists working with rehabilitation program for landmine victims in Cambodia. So for ASEAN-India youth discussions, what would be the most impactful way to structure long-term ASEAN-India sport collaborations? How can we use sport diplomacy to bring communities closer in time of conflicts and divisions? This is the thing that we need to think about it. And of course, for the one that we're looking forward very much to have a tour tomorrow to see the beautiful city of Goa, tourism. Tourism is both an economic driver and a cultural connector. With 2025 being declared the ASEAN-India Year of Tourism, we have a golden opportunities. India has already committed a $5 million fund for joint activities. But instead of simply promoting famous sites, let us more innovate. Think about a Buddhist circuit linking Bodh Gaya in the eastern part of India to temples in Myanmar, Laos, and Thailand. Think about a cultural heritage trail link Odisha temple to Borobudur and Brahmanan in Indonesia and Batu Cave in Malaysia. Think about the eco-tourism package highlighting coral reef biodiversities in Indonesia, the Philippines, Brunei, and Timor-Leste, attracting Indian travelers to ASEAN natural beauties. I would like to ask my fellow ASEAN-India youth, what tourism initiatives can truly empower local communities while also strengthen ASEAN-India connectivities? How do we make tourism more sustainable, inclusive, and resilient to global shocks? Of course, for me, I don't have all the answer to those AI Socratic questions, but I try to make it real happen by set the example. For example, today I am wearing a traditional Thai fabric called Khomapat. This textile has a very unique history. It was created by a member of Thai royal families who had to live in exile in Vietnam after the political change in 1932. So these high-rank royal families, drawing on the knowledge of dyeing techniques he has acquired while he studied in Germany, he developed these distinctive Thai fabrics in Vietnam as a means to earn a living. The pattern I am wearing today depicts Hanuman. Hanuman, of course, from the great Indian epics of Ramayana, a cultural masterpiece that connects India and Southeast Asia across centuries of shared heritage. And meanwhile, my jacket I am wearing, what many of you would recognize it as a Nehru jacket, also carry a deep historical link. While King Chulalongkorn, King Rama V of Thailand of Siam, visited India back in 1872, he admired this style and later adopted this style of suit into the Thai court attires under the name Raja pattern or Raja patterns. Naturally, this design is far more suitable for the hot and humid climates of ASEAN and India than the Western-style suit. That is how I take part on these ASEAN-India cooperations in creative economies and cultural linkages. Don't just thinking, but try to act step by step from the thing that closer to you than you think. Think about how we see Ao Yai, Vietnamese traditions. It also looks very much like kurta from India and the Chinese dress. Because Vietnam is the land link between India and China for all of our centuries, all of our history. Think about something like that. So in conclusion, the ASEAN-India partnership in creative economies, cultures, sports, and tourism is not just about the soft power, it is about resilience. In a time of global uncertainties, these sectors allow us to build trust, foster empathy, and generate prosperity that benefits our people directly. So let us remember, this is not a one-way journey from your respective countries to Goa. It is a partnership of equal, where ASEAN and India work together, co-creating opportunities and co-authoring the shared futures. So to my fellow panelists, I thank you very much in advance for sharing your insight. And to our youth, I challenge you, think boldly, collaborate widely, and use your creativity to transform ASEAN-India ties not into a beacon of peace and innovations. Thank you very much. ธัญวัฒน์ สวัสดีครับ